Okay, it's Friday, a week after I did my max test after the base cycle on Smolov. Um, so I ran into a little trouble. If you saw the video of 500, which I'll try to put at the end of this video as well, if you saw that, it went pretty quick. It actually felt really good. It moved very fast, much more than I expected. I started off the base cycle with all my percents set off of 405, which was fairly accurate at the time. Like I said, I was coming back from a couple injuries, had some things going on with the back. I hadn't been squatting very heavy. I built my way back up using a ton of reps. I'll get into that in another video sometime. I think I might have had another, I don't know, anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds or so the day I did the 405. So that was a good number to start at, like I said, because everyone says to scale it back a little bit, especially if you're not used to the intensity and the volume of Smolov. So 405 was right on the money. I made it through the 3 weeks of squatting 4 times a week on the base cycle, hit all my numbers, took the week off, went in on Friday, warmed up very easy, and I went 405, and it felt heavy, like it just always does, I guess. It moved quick enough for me to jump to 455, which felt better than the 405, which was great. And a couple of people standing around watching said that it was ridiculously fast and I should go for 495. So I can't stop there. I got to throw on them little 2.5s and get a nice even 500. The little issue I ran into was in my left quad. Not sure exactly which quad muscle, one of the 4, but it's higher up, just under my hip flexors. It is not a hip flexor. I had a physical therapist check me out a little bit when I was in the gym. She had me do all kinds of funky stuff, moving this, moving that, push here, push there, whatever. And she said absolutely, definitely a quad muscle. So whether it's a partial tear in the belly of the muscle, I don't know. Maybe just a light strain, not sure. Either way, I went in to do my speed work and my box jumps during the switching phase on Tuesday, and I got through my speed squats, but I felt that issue immediately, even with the bar. So, like an idiot, I finished my speed squats, I did some kettlebell swings, and I called it a day. I haven't touched anything since. I slammed some ibuprofen, took it easy, did all that kind of stuff. Now, my big dilemma is I really feel like that 2-week introduction phase or prep phase that I did way back in the beginning was of great value, and I mentioned that before. I think this switching cycle would also be of great value. So it's bumming me out a little bit that I'm not able to do it the way I want. But the last thing I think that quad needs right now is a bunch of explosive movements trying to go as fast as possible, or a couple of big negatives, which this part of the program also recommends. 1 to 2 negatives per week. Well, if you're doing a negative, a good place to start is around 10% of your max. I don't think it would take kindly to loading up 550 and dropping it down into the hole. I don't know. Just doesn't sound like a good idea. So I'm going the other way a little bit, and I'm letting it rest. Ibuprofen, slamming some extra protein, that whole 9. I'm hoping that allows me to get through the next 4-week intense cycle. As I mentioned, one of my goals during this whole thing was just to finish the program. I know a lot of people get injured. I don't want to be one of those numbers. Currently, I am. So I'm going to do everything in my power to rest this thing up. And if I have to miss the switching phase, well, it is what it is. If doing that allows me to continue and to get through that intense phase, then I'm all about it. So I'm going to rest the rest of this week. Like I said, it's already Friday. So next week, I'm going to start doing some other things. I think I can do the reverse hyper again, no problem. I'll throw that in. I think I could do some leg curls, work on the hammies. The swings felt good. I think I can do some of those. So taking a full 2 weeks off, I don't think would be beneficial. letting the quad rest would be beneficial. So why not train some of the other things that I can that I think would still help the squat? So that's my plan. And then it's just going to come down and see what happens on that following Monday when I get back into it. That's when the numbers take a significant jump and the fun begins. Or continues, I guess. So that's the update. So 500 was smooth. Unfortunately, I had a little hiccup. We're going to rest it up. We're going to train some hammies, train some low back, see if I can keep those things moving, keep the blood in there, all that kind of stuff, as to not completely detrain during this 2 weeks. If miraculously it feels better, yes, I'll try and throw in some jumps, maybe another round of speed squats or something. Right now I don't see that happening, so I'd really rather just focus on letting it heal up. So, again, listen to your body. Take the right precautions. Get some extra rest. If it's talking to you, don't ignore it. Change things around. Don't be a slave to that program. You got to sometimes work with it a little bit and tweak it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have much to talk about until the following Monday when I fire up the intense cycle. So until then, I'll be eating, I'll be resting, I'll be letting that thing recover. So stay tuned, and we'll see if we can plow through that intense cycle. Maybe, just maybe, get a little something new. Hope so. Have a great New Year. Come on. Come on, brother. Rush it. Rush it.